Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are on episode 9 of the Dad Sports Podcast and episode 2 of our college football segments. Um, Phil, I know we talked on Wednesday, but how's the rest of your week been?
The last few days been okay, man. Work is over. The weekend's here. College football slate is crazy. I know we're gonna get into a few of the games, but man, I'm just ready for the weekend. How about you, man?
Sam, I'm glad to be done with work. Felt like it's been a long week, even though it really hasn't, with one day off and whatnot. But
Or,
ready for the weekend, ready for some sports, and ready to just kick back and relax. Although there's not going to be much relaxing because Alexia works 9 to 2 both Saturday and Sunday.
yeah,
So I'm on baby duty for the beginning of the day, but
I get you.
it'll be all right. I'll get through it. I
Listen,
know how
man,
to
are you
take care
watching
of him.
this?
Huh?
Are you watching this FSU UVA game real quick? Cause you're a Florida State fan. Are you watching this game?
I got
First
it
of
up.
all,
I got it up now.
we
21-14.
who are you? We weren't even going to talk about this game, but I just want to mention UVA went up 14-0 on FSU.
Oh, did they?
So so FSU literally scored 21 unanswered
Oh!
points, but UVA just
Oh!
tied it up. But UVA just tied it up. This game is freaking crazy. Um, like this is the battle of the offenses. If anybody out there dig into this game,
Motherfucker, I'm
have
behind.
fun watching this game. Oh, did I spoil it
Yeah,
for you?
bruh.
Nah, but they scored. They scored, man. Yeah, nah, this game is lit. But this is why we love college football, baby. I just told you UVA was up 14-0, and then FSU looked like they were getting ready to pull away, scoring 21 unanswered points, and UVA just came back. And it was crazy because how they even got to the position to
I
score. I was
watched.
watching the game.
I saw it. It should have been a pick six for Florida State, but you know,
Yeah,
man's couldn't make the play, and
he
then we
caught.
can't tackle.
There you go. There you go. Nah,
This
I'm
dude was just
happy.
bottled up in the backfield or 5 yards downfield, and then all of a sudden just broke through the whole defense.
Listen. This is college football, baby. That's the type of stuff that happens.
Man, I'm more worried about my Yankees winning the AL East and getting home field advantage
Man,
in the playoffs. But
you, I sometimes I forget baseball's still going on. You know what I mean? I'm not
going
gonna
on,
lie to
brother. We're
you.
about to be playoffs. It was the last 3 days
I
of the
know.
season.
That's when I tap back in. For me, I'm in the baseball. Opening day in like now it's March, right? Like late March through like I would say late June. Once July hits, I go straight to college football mode. I go straight into preview mode. I tap into this wave, man. I'm also a lacrosse guy, so I got PLL and all that. But we'll get into that into the future. But thank you for letting me go off on a tangent
You're
real
good.
quick. But the
You're
tangent
good.
the tangent was college football
Was
for
was
me.
relevant. It was relevant. It was very
There you
relevant.
go.
Let's get into
This
it though.
team on this team is not relevant.
Dog, you may own more different college football shirts than I do Eagles jerseys. And I own a lot of
Listen,
Eagles jerseys. I have to own at least
yes,
10.
he does. Yes, he does. Yeah. Honestly, I don't have enough college shirts, so I'm planning on getting like a lot more in the future. I need a Delaware shirt. I need a Jacksonville State shirt. I need a Jackson State shirt. I got a FAMU shirt. Watch, I'm bringing that out soon. But again, Florida State, I got you. But I love college football as a whole, man. So I'm gonna support every team if I can.
Jeez, man. All right. Well, I don't even want to have that FSU game. Let's hop into it though. Let's talk about that Syracuse Clemson game, man. Cause Clemson, what's going on? What's going on? 1-3 to start the season. 0-2 in the ACC.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and not only that, um, Didn't Syracuse use and lose Angeli in like the first half?
I believe it was like end of the first half. In the first half, I believe.
Hold on.
I know he's out for the season, man.
Keep talking.
But
Keep talking.
not. Oh, yeah, I got you. I know.
Okay, there we go.
I'm just saying. I know he.
No. I was trying to. So
That.
I kept having Discord notifications
Oh, word.
going off, and I can
Got
turn
you.
that when I open up my little dashboard thing, it gives me two options for Discord. So I need you to keep talking so I can make sure I muted the notifications and not the voice. So you were just sitting there not
I
saying
got
anything.
you.
But yeah, man, torn ACL out for the season or torn Achilles. Sorry. I mean, and their backup really didn't do much. So
I mean, at that point, he didn't have to do much. I know we'll get more into the game, but we're talking about Steven. But at that point, he didn't have to do much. By the way, let me just interject. Me and my boy Colin was watching this game live at my house.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
very
and
very
and
unfortunate.
I was trying to reassure Colin, Clemson will come back. But then after a while, it became evident. Yeah,
Clemson wasn't coming
my
back.
initial my initial analysis was a little more correct than I thought. The head coach
Syracuse
of Syracuse,
spread.
Fran Brown, is a dog. He's a dog. I can't wait till Rutgers poaches him from his Syracuse job to come coach for Rutgers and bring us to the promised land. But we'll talk about that another
We'll see.
time.
Oh, you know what? I don't
I
have
am a
a
Rutgers
drink.
alum, everybody. That's why I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Rutgers. But it's all right. I got mine. Mine's almost done though. But Syracuse won 34-21, y'all. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead. They were leading 24-7 at half. Like, to answer Colin's original question, what's going on with Clemson? Man, I don't know. 1-3 is actually like the worst start in Dabo Sweeney. That's the head coach's name in Dabo Sweeney's career, his tenure there, and he's been there for a while. I and
I was gonna say,
like FSU.
has Sweeney been?
Let me say.
Sweeney's been their
Talk
coach
talk
for a
to me.
while now, right?
Yeah, I can't give you like the
Yeah, I
exact
didn't
year, but he's
expect.
been there.
I just
No,
I just wasn't
yeah,
sure
yeah,
if he
yeah.
was somewhere else or like hearing Dabo Sweeney for the past 5 to 10 years has always just been about Clemson. But okay,
Absolutely. So when FSU imploded last year, right, 2-10, that was more attributed to um gathering a lot of people from the transfer portal, right? That's always going to be a risk. You don't know how they're going to gel. You don't know how everyone's going to work. And more or less, you don't know the compatibility level of the whole team. And if you do not show promise in the early games, your team's going to quit on you. NIL, they got their money. X already
that's
signed,
all. That's all that
whatever.
matters.
But
Well,
for Clemson, though, right? This this team, they don't really dibble dabble in the transfer portal. So it's like these guys lost belief or something. There's a culture problem. There's a crack in the culture, and Dabo Sweeney prides himself on his culture. That's why he doesn't really tackle the transfer portal at because he doesn't want anybody to mess up his culture. Well, that shit's already messed up. Maybe you need to go grab some players to boost the culture up. You know what I mean? You might need to get some real folks here, like some dogs. You know what I mean? How the other media personalities say, you need to get some dogs on you. You need some dogs, not some cats, not meows. I'm not trying to play the people on the team, but man, what happened to the mighty Clemson? The game is passing them by. To give you the straightforward answer, man, the game passing them by.
yeah. I mean, let's take a deep dive real quick. Yeah, it makes sense. I think we talked about it last Friday. That upset by Georgia Tech, losing to LSU week 1. Um, Troy week 2 being. I mean, honestly, that's not even an impressive win, especially only winning by 11. When, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we went over this um, last Friday as well. Troy's not an FBS team, right? Or are they?
Nah, they are. They
Oh, they
are.
are.
They
Okay.
FBS. Yeah, yeah. Lower level, but G5 or really G6. But well, who we don't know if the
Grade
Pac-12.
six.
Nah,
What's?
nah, nah. Group of five,
Oh,
group of five, like that's a subsidiary of the FBS. It's still FBS, but it's just a competition like that's a lower level. Um, so yeah, I don't know Jacksonville State, the JMU's, the Sun Belt Conference,
okay.
Conference USA, the American Conference. That's all group of
Not the
five,
powerhouse. Not the power
more or less. So
things.
Pac-12 is coming back. Pac-12 got disbanded. That's why like Oregon and USC went to the Big Ten, and Arizona and Utah went to the Big 12. So and then everybody spread out, leaving Oregon State and Washington State kind of stranded. Well, it seems like um, damn, I should have brushed up on that, but I believe the Pac-12 is coming back, and they acquired some more teams. I believe Texas State about to be in the Pac-12, Fresno State, and then I believe with Washington State and Oregon State, and they're about to create a new Pac-12. But those teams, as of right now, are G5 teams. So I believe there's some people in the media are going to consider the Pac-12 as the sixth, you know, that level type of conference. So it'll be G6. That's why I said I don't know if it's gonna be called G5 or G6, but right now we'll just call it Group of Five. Group of Five.
Okay.
Five. Yeah, yeah. That's a little tangent. That's a little tangent. But
Yeah,
man,
that was on me.
this
That was on
game
me.
just showed. No, 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 no. This game just showed that Clemson needs to wake up in a hurry. They are already losing some of their top recruits. They lost a defensive end in recruiting, a highly rated defensive end. That means the future of your program is not seeing the
The big picture.
reward of them signing. You know what I mean? It's always a risk when you sign, but they're promised with the reward. That's maybe the reward of growth, the reward of winning, the reward eventually being turned and developed into a NFL draft prospect. But they don't see that anymore. So if you're having the future decommit, come on, man, Dabo, Dabo, Dabo.
Hot take time. Are NIL deals ruining the college football culture?
Now you just gotta be able to know how to move, baby. I mean, the rumor. I'm gonna say rumor because I don't have any evidence. But the top teams in the league that have been the top teams in the league were doing NIL behind closed doors. The Alabamas, the Georgias, what else? What? No,
Alabama,
I'm
Notre
going back. I know
Dame,
I'm going back.
Miami.
I'm going back. Notre Dame doesn't pay, or now they do, but back then they didn't pay anybody because they all Catholic and by the
True.
book.
Yeah, Notre
Okay,
Dame was a
Miami though,
bad one.
Miami, like Nebraska. I'm talking about for the audience. I'm talking about like '90s and
Oh, okay.
'80s now. Yeah, yeah, not Nebraska now, but Nebraska in their heyday when Nebraska was literally winning chips and or competing for chips, I should say. So, but yeah, but
Back to the.
I just feel like I would say NIL is not bad. I would say you just gotta know how to use it. You gotta know how to use it.
I meant more for the players. Like, are the players getting
Like
these
same
paychecks and then just
same
not?
same response. You gotta know how to use it. I think overall, yeah, because the reason why I've always loved college football over NFL is because these guys were grinding with with no guarantee of making
That's
it
what
to
I'm
the next level
saying.
and getting a paycheck. I totally get what you're saying, but I do see like I would say I overall maybe like the quarterback play I've seen has dropped off. So that's something maybe you could attribute to guys getting paid, but I also attribute that to a lot of stuff. Like nowadays 7-on-7 is really big in the recruitment culture, meaning like a lot of guys like skill level guys like quarterbacks, wide receivers,
Yeah, the
DBs,
linemen
linebackers.
aren't as
Yeah, they
big.
play.
It's the
They
role
do seven
players.
on right. They do 7-on-7, and it's like I don't know 5-10 seconds or 5 to like 7 seconds before they call the play dead. So you're actually starting to get accustomed as a quarterback to sitting in the pocket, and you're not used to like pressure. Now I
Yeah.
did, I'm not an expert here or nothing. Like I'm just a guy who likes, I follow recruiting. I watch college football. I follow college football like on like a reading type level. But like I do believe sometimes in the 7-on-7s they do have blitzers or whatever. But I'm just saying when you have live reps of being stationary and you try to translate that game to live reps of people smacking your ass, like it
It's a different
sometimes it
game.
doesn't it doesn't go right. It doesn't go right. You know what I mean? So I think overall maybe the quality of the quarterbacks is a little bit lower, but I could also say that there's a lot of new time starters. Specifically, I'm talking about specifically for this year. There's a lot of new time starters. All right, so we'll see. We'll see how people grow.
All right.
But overall, man, to like pivot, yeah, I personally don't think NIL is too bad. I just think you gotta know how to use it, and that goes for the team and the individual.
All right. Well, back to what we were talking about. I mean, again, like we talked about on Wednesday, is it time for Clemson fans to start hitting that panic button, or
They already did, man. They already did.
you
Because
think
if
this
you
game
lose,
was that panic button?
because it's a 17.5 favorite, man. Like Georgia Tech, all right, you were a 3-point favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like LSU, all right, you were a 4-point favorite. If you're losing as a three-score favorite, right? Because 17 points,
Yeah.
that's three scores, that's two touchdowns, a field goal. You losing as a three, that means you're underperforming at a level that is not tolerable. You gotta get it fixed, right? Georgia Tech, we would have forgave Georgia Tech. I'm talking about as a football community. We would have forgave Georgia Tech if if Clemson covered the spread. Shit, we would have forgave them if they just won by 10. Maybe still with questions, but we would have been like, okay, they're still a competent team. They're still a team that could compete. There's obvious things they got to fix, yada yada yada. But now we're just like, man, what's going? Like, what are the players thinking? Are they ready to pack it in, or are
Are
they
they ready to hit
like,
the
you know
transfer
what I mean?
portal?
It's a lot of
Like,
things, man. But just to get off this game, man. Clemson really needs to get it together. Um, I'm an ACC fan, so I'm like their conference, so I'm ready to see how they play the rest of the way, man.
yeah. I mean, Clemson has always been one of those bigger name schools that everybody looks forward to seeing play, and I'm on board with you. I mean, this isn't fun to watch. It's not fun to watch a top school or a top school go and start the season 1-3. So I'm excited to see if they get it together. If not, I mean, like you said, Dabo, maybe time to check out that transfer portal and start poaching guys from other teams. But with that, let's move into probably one of the bigger games of number 9 Illinois versus number 19 Indiana. Cause I think you called it right. I think you told me to go Indiana, and Indiana went 63-10 is just crazy. And then if I give you the passing stats for Indiana, you're gonna be like, well, what the hell? You score 63 points and your quarterback only goes 21 of 23 for 267 with 5 passing touchdowns, no fumbles, only one interception in the game. I mean, ah,
There's a special teams touchdown, a block punt for a touchdown. But man, he went 21 for 23. That
that's a
that is damn
beautiful
near
game.
perfect.
Yeah,
Damn near
no
perfect. And
completion.
and Colin, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot take credit because I actually was on Illinois. I was very surprised of this outcome. After digging deep into the game, I did neglect the injuries. So not we're not gonna discredit Indiana, but there was a lot of injuries to their secondary, and there was guys who got injured within that game before halftime. So like that 63, like that large, like
Yeah,
lead or that large gap that was highly due to Brett Bielema in Illinois playing like the
man
fourth and
down.
fifth corner, like
Okay.
man down, man down. Um, but at the same time, the offense didn't play good.
Nah,
Illinois offense didn't play good,
I'm
and
assuming
it
Altmaier is
Indiana
their
came to play, man.
is Altmaier
Luke
their QB
Altmaier,
one.
Luke Luke Altmaier. Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah, I mean,
yep, man.
if you go 14 for 22, 146 and only one touchdown, that's not winning football, unfortunately. Um,
Mm.
and even if you go, oh my God, Illinois as a team had two net rushing yards. Again, not not winning football. But
Big.
we've already looked at Luke's passing stats. He had 9 rushes for negative 27 yards. Now, that could be him trying to. So, how does that work? At what point does a
Is it
QB
total? Is it
passing.
total? What are you talking about?
Well, at what point does the passer become a runner and it goes from a sack to a negative rush yard? Because, like I said, he had
I mean, in college football, a sack is considered
a rush.
a negative rush yard. Yeah, in
So are you telling
NFL
me he
rules,
got sacked
that doesn't
9
apply.
times? No,
If
he
you
got
get
sacked
sacked,
7 times.
yeah, if you get, I'm saying if you can run for 60 yards, but if you get sacked for 61 yards, then you have -1 yards for the game. That's how that
Okay.
math goes.
So yeah, he had
But
9
yeah,
rushes
man.
for negative 27 yards, which is insane. He almost had negative what everybody else had positive on the team. Um,
Yeah.
but then again, Indiana as a team rushed for 312 yards and 3 touchdowns. That sounds like a lot of offense and defense was being
Minus
played by
ass
one
kicking.
team and not a lot of offense and defense being played by the other. So
Yo, ass kicking.
yeah, that's tailor made belt to ass. Um, anything you really want to talk
Yeah.
about this game? I know this is just a game that we previewed last week, so we're gonna throw it in there to talk about
Just
this week.
yeah, that was the main reason because I was, you know, I did give a lot of points on why Indiana would like win the game, but I thought it was gonna be close, man. Um, Illinois came into this season preseason hyped to be last year's Indiana, and what does that? What is that in reference to? Indiana came out of nowhere. I mean, they, um, Eddie, highly respected coach that wins wherever he goes. Turn like put JMU on the
I'm
spot.
sorry. Are we talking about
Hi,
Illinois or Indiana right now?
Indiana,
Okay.
Indiana. So Indiana. I'm just telling like how they came right, and then when they he came into last year, um, people were like the Group of Five coach. Yeah, he can win on the Group of Five level, but what can he do in the Big Ten? And he took Indiana to
Hit the ground running.
a 10-2 record or something like that, a playoff team. Took Indiana to a playoff team. Now, yeah, they did get beat in the playoffs, but they boosted up through the transfer portal. Some of the
So,
key players from last year returned. They were cool. I'm just saying that was Indiana, right? Illinois last year, Illinois was already pretty decent. So a lot of their key players from that pretty decent squad came back
oh,
this year, and then they got
okay.
some players. They got some players from the transfer portal that was supposed to boost them. So they were supposed to be this year's Indiana. That's why I was just setting the stage. So to them to get whooped like that makes me question all that preseason hype. Now they play USC this week. I'm bringing that up because that's not a game that we're really going to talk about because this slate's so crazy. We could only pick a few,
21
to
versus
keep it rocking and
23.
rolling, rocking and rolling. But they play USC this weekend, and a lot of people want to see them bounce back. Me personally, I put this on camera. Me personally, I think they gonna get their ass whooped again
Think
because
USC's
people
gonna
think like yeah,
gonna beat that
absolutely
ass.
because
Okay.
I not maybe not whip, but I think a comfortable win, like a 17-point win. Why do I say that? Because people always want to see like, yo, when you get your ass whipped, you come back and you fight hard. But when you come into a game and you thought you had a chance, and then you get your ass whooped, Like it's so hard to bounce back. So like I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. USC is a good team. Offense is like top five ranked points per game, top 10 ranked. Defense, solid. One thing that scares me is they're a highly heavy penalized team, especially in the secondary. They like to grab, but I think their athletes might. I'm not gonna say surpass Illinois, but I think they'll be able to showcase their talent. But I'm not trying to go off script. I'm just saying, damn Illinois. That's the last thing
Yeah.
I gotta say. Damn Illinois.
So what I was trying to get at when you brought up the Indiana head coach coming in last year and taking them to a 10-2 season, what you didn't mention was that the year prior, without their current head coach, they were a 3-9 team. So, like you were saying, he came in from the Power Five school. Is that what you called it?
Group of five.
A Group of Five
Group
school,
of five. Yep.
and took a struggling 3-9 team to a 10-2 season when a lot of people came in and doubted him. Now, me being a bigger NFL fan than college fan, to me, they were a 10-1 team because their second loss came in the playoffs. So
Absolutely.
I know college is a much different game or much different league than the NFL, where your playoff performance / record goes into your overall um record, whereas
Yep.
in the NFL, you know, you go 14-2 in the regular season, but playoffs come, you're 0-0, so you have no record then. It's a whole new thing, but in college they take the playoff and the regular season record, and that's your entire record for the season. So,
Mhm.
and not to put it lightly, they lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs. So, a game I'm
Who
sure
who
a
made
lot
it?
of
Who made it to the championship? Just to throw it out there, who made it to the championship? So they didn't lose to just
no
no
regular
crazy duck.
playoff team, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and damn, it a lot of dominating wins that year, but that's not the topic for this year. I just wanted to give a little more backstory to how crazy it is that he took them to the 10-2 season his first year with them after a disappointing 3-9 season the year before. But with that, we will segue that into number 17 Texas Tech versus number 16 Utah. 34-10 Texas Tech. Again,
Now a lot of these points got scored late. This game was very close for most of the game. I want to throw that out there.
does Texas Tech normally run a 2 QB system, or did
No,
Hammond get injured?
Baron Morton got injured. Their
Oh,
QB
Baron Morton
one.
got injured. Okay.
Baron Morton got injured, right? So and maybe that sucks for him because
But it
when
looked
Will
like it was
Hammond
good for
came
the
in,
team.
no, that's what I'm saying. Sucks for him, right? Let me finish. Sucks for him. Will Hammond came in and
And balled out.
right? That's what you were alluding
No,
to.
yeah.
I get what you're
13 for
saying.
16,
Yeah.
169 and 2 touchdowns when Morton went 12 for 19, 142 and 2 picks. So that's why I don't know why
So
my
again,
first
bad for him. Bad for him because he's supposed to be a veteran. Let me set the stage. He's supposed to be a veteran. So again,
Oh, he's a
bad for
senior.
him.
Okay.
Will Hammond, if you want to double check, is either a freshman or a redshirt freshman or something like a redshirt freshman. No,
All it says
I remember
is
him.
a freshman.
Okay, so maybe he's a true freshman, even crazier. But go ahead, man. Tap into them stats, bro.
Nope. It looks like you're correct. Because
Redshirt freshman.
he should be, because it looks like in 2024. Oh, he may have gotten in at the end of the season, because 2024 his stat line is 35 for 57, 471, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Okay.
So I'll attribute that to him being whoever their starter was last year got benched at the end of the season, and he took the reins for the last 2 games. But like I was saying, so yeah, Morton went 12 for 19, 142 with 2 interceptions, and Hammond came in 13 for 16, 169 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good game on the ground as well. Team totaled 37 rushes, 173, 2 touchdowns. Both touchdowns from Cameron Dickey, who was 13 carries, 67 yards. No real dominating receivers, though. Looked like everybody... well, let me rephrase that. Everybody got their yards. You got any knowledge on this Jacoby Williams? Because
No, I don't. My
two
dog,
catches,
my dog, he's wild.
2 catches, 71 yards from him.
Yeah.
Reggie Virgil, 6 for 72, 1 touchdown. Again, Caleb Douglas, 4 for 68. Terrence Carter, 7 for 49 with a touchdown. So, but I guess both these quarterbacks know how to spread the ball around. Now, the other side,
Yeah.
Devin Dampier, more like Devin Dumpster Fire, because 25 for 38, 162 yards, and only 2 interceptions. No touchdowns thrown. Looking at the rush game, I mean, 31 carries as the team, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. So, definitely a pretty lackluster day on offense for the Utah Utes.
Terrible.
3 fumbles, 2 lost. Again, you had Texas Tech getting the 2 interceptions. Oh, both teams got 2 interceptions. But clearly we see which interceptions didn't affect the team and which ones did, because one team put up 34 points, the other put up 10. However, this was a close game until the fourth quarter. Well, it was 10-3 until the fourth quarter, where Texas Tech just said, hey, we're going to throw up 24 points, we're going to beat your ass. So,
Yeah, and that was with Will Hammond, and that goes to my original point for Baron Morton. I feel bad. It was bad for him because like your team, and to set the stage, they were underdogs about 3.5, 2.5, whatever.
Ooh, Texas Tech.
Yes, Rice. Yes, Rice Eccles. That's the stadium for Utah. That's historically a tough place. Now, last year the stats get a little skewed because Utah had QB troubles, injuries. They were playing like their third string guy, but like they were like 8-1 at home for a little bit or something like that. But I know they were very dominant at home. For me, I think them now hindsight, right? Because I did like Utah going into that game, but in hindsight, if this game was at night, Utah would have won. It's I that's what I believe. But you know,
Elaborate.
man,
Why does the time of day?
sometimes that matters, man. Sometimes that matters because, like when you have, how do I say this? When you have a early game that's like with 2 teams that are evenly matched, the crowd can become an influence. Now, if that crowd is kind of groggy or like, everybody kind of just woke up or whatever, everybody's drinking real fast. They didn't have they didn't have all day to get charged up and get really rowdy. You know what I mean? Um so that's just like kind of like a college football thing. That's not like contextual or on the book. That's just
It's
kind of
just
like
a
like
vibe thing.
like one of those. Yeah, it's
Well,
just a
listen,
vibe thing.
I went to a who is the oh, matter of fact, I went to a Virginia game um years ago. Right, or was it Virginia Tech?
Went to a Virginia Tech game. That shit was lit. Virginia
I'm
Tech Notre
trying.
Dame. And Virginia Tech lost. It was like what 31-29. It was crazy. I can't wait to go to another game like that.
Who are the Hoosiers?
I'm actually UVA, the team y'all playing tonight.
Oh, the
Hoosiers?
Hokies.
Isn't that Indiana?
Yeah, okay. It was
There you go.
VT who were playing tonight. Okay.
No, you're
And
playing UVA tonight.
oh, wait, what?
I'm confused. You said Hoosiers. The Hoosiers are Indiana.
Oh, the
I thought you
Hokies.
said the
Hokies.
Wahoos.
Yeah. Virginia
I thought you
Tech.
said Wahoos. Wahoos is UVA. Hokies is
Yeah,
Virginia
I went
Tech.
to a Hokies game years ago, and let me tell you, Though
Lane Stadium,
them
baby.
them pregame the pregame activities in that little because that college is really like a little town, not even like a
Yeah,
campus. It's a
Blacksburg,
whole
baby.
town. Um,
No service. Just get drunk. No service. Just get drunk. That's how it is out
Listen,
there.
we drove up there over a little tangent real quick. We drove overnight to get up there. Um,
Yeah.
we got there early in the morning, and damn near everybody but one person in the house that we went to was asleep. We get there, we're trying to be quiet and shit. Someone comes down, the dude comes downstairs and it's like, "Oh, let's get to it then." And we're like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And he goes, "We got Natty's in the kitchen. Let's go." And we're all like, "Brother, we want to go to sleep." And he's like, "You're not going to sleep." Fucking
Hell
pulls out some
no.
smelling salts. First time I ever
What?
hit some smelling salts.
You sure? You sure it wasn't something else?
No, it was definitely smelling salts because it was. I didn't snort nothing. I just went, "Whoa, hello, let's get to it." And yeah, from like 7 a.m. until game time, we were just letting it go. So, um, well, very very enjoyable time going to college football town and experiencing the life of a major college that I never attended, to put it
Yeah.
lightly. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. So,
When you finish
uh,
that game, man, I think we're both disappointed in Utah. I think
yeah,
that's what it is, and we're both kind of worried for Baron Morton because Will Hammond look nice in the action that he got versus a formidable opponent. Like Utah's not trash, y'all.
no, not at all.
So
Three, they were
yeah,
three, and both teams were 3-0 going into this game. So it looks like Morton might. I think he was ruled out. Yeah. Oh no, that's just
oh,
ruled out
what's wrong?
in that game. I'm not seeing any news saying whether or not he's gonna play this week. Um, yeah, I'm not seeing any news of whether or not he's getting the start or. Well, let's look at this actually. Ah, well that would be why there's no playing or ruled out for this week because they got a bye week. So
No, yeah.
that would make sense
So
why
that's
there's no
good.
designation or any news about him playing this weekend or not because they don't play. So with that, I mean, that kind of wraps up
Woo.
our recap. Now, let's move into I guess let's say the top 3 games that we picked for this weekend of football, man. We
Let's go chronological order. And the chronological order is literally just one 3:30 game, y'all, and then two big dogs. And you should know all the three big dogs we're talking about.
game 1, number 4 LSU versus number 13 Old Miss. Sorry, not old, Ole Miss.
Ooh.
3:30
Oh,
game
oh,
tomorrow
like
on ABC. Battle of the 4-0 teams, man. Um, let's
man.
let's
Let me
let's
tell you.
well let's put it in
Let me
perspective real
say this
quick.
real quick
No, you go ahead.
because I don't know. I know you don't know this backstory because if you did, I feel like you would lead to it. So I just want to let you know the head coach of Ole Miss, right? And if y'all know Lane Kiffin, right? His daughter.
Oh, the picture with the LSU quarterback.
There we go.
Yes,
Ding.
I did
There we
see
go.
that.
He
Wild.
not picture. He's dating a starting LSU linebacker, right? So this game it means a lot more to Lane Kiffin. You already know where I'm going. Lane Kiffin's gonna destroy them boys, man. And I feel bad because Ole Miss, right? I said Ole Miss. Sorry, LSU. The running game was already kind of like rushing about 117 yards per game, and
And
the
he's
starting running
doubtful.
back, Caden Durham, doubt. I was gonna say out because in my opinion,
I
if you're
just I
doubtful, you damn near out.
3 hours
No,
ago,
no,
Pete
no,
Thamel said he's doubtful
no.
for the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. But in my opinion, if you're
He's
doubtful,
out.
because even if you're doubtful, right? Because like from a betting perspective, even if you're doubtful and you play, I know you're not 100%. So your value to the team actually
Drops.
probably more
Detrimental.
detrimental than yeah. So with that being said, their running game with him being doubtful, i.e. maybe out, they're gonna have to do running back by committee. So already, Ole Miss, but I will say Ole Miss defense is not like too crazy good. They let Arkansas put a bunch load of points on them not too long ago when they won. I believe it was like 41-35. But I, the D2 guy, let's talk about him, man. Trinidad
D2.
Shameless. Trinidad Trinidad Shameless, the starting quarterback for Ole Miss, right? He was the backup. Austin
Oh,
Simmons got hurt. I
I'm
think
sorry
he's
for
nursing
laughing
an
at that.
ankle.
That's actually his first name.
Yeah, yeah, man. Get tapped in, man. Get tapped. You knew that already. Don't worry. I'm just reminded you. The Trinidad Jameless, man. Ole Miss, right? The quarterback. He's been balling. Go check the highlights. He balled. I just mentioned it. 41-35. That wasn't their QB1 from the start. That was him. That was him because I told you Austin Simmons got hurt, and he was playing D2 last year at Ferris State. So that just shows if you balling out anywhere, they're gonna come find you. But him translating his skills from a D2 school to an SEC, not just D1, SEC. SEC is like the NFL of college football. You know, if you to give y'all a comparison, right? This is like the elite of the elite, and he came in swinging. He said, I could mess with y'all. Y'all can't mess with me." That's what he said. He wants to say the same thing. And am I riding the bandwagon? A little, but this bandwagon gonna run right over LSU defense. I got him. I think the spread is like -1.5. That's my analysis, man. Go with the magic.
Let's
I
see.
mean, and
What's the
Lane Kiffin is
spread?
mad. Lane Kiffin is mad. His daughter dating, bro. Yes, I got them, baby. I got them. I'm not tripping on them.
Why can't I see any of that? Yes. Well, wait. Say it again. Oh yeah, Ole Miss is -1.5 spread.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy they have the number 13 favorited over the number 4, but I guess looking at LSU and who they beat number 4 Clemson week 1 and then went on a 3-game stretch of beating Louisiana Tech, Florida, and Southeast Louisiana. So
Yeah,
not really big
Clemson
name.
win.
Was barely a
And
win.
Clemson win not looking, and it's not looking too good now,
Oh
right?
yeah,
We just talked about Clemson, so
1-3 on the season. Yeah, no, you're right. So that, and I guess it only being a 7-point win, with them now being 1-3 and only win coming against Troy, it's definitely like, okay, well, is LSU actually a number 4 ranked team, or are we just going off of their past performances? Past performances in years prior to just still being this powerhouse school, which it could be, but at the same time, no, not at the same time. They're beating up on trash teams. I mean, let me rephrase that. Florida, not necessarily a trash team, but not well, correct, not a ranked team, and only 1-3. So, now on the flip side though, let's look at Ole Miss. Oh, well, bless you.
that was crazy.
Um,
It's gonna happen again. I can feel
63 to
it.
7 against Georgia State, 30 to 23 against Kentucky, 41-35 against Arkansas, and 45 to 10 against Tulane. Again, all unranked teams. I mean, I don't know what those teams have got. Damn it, FSU. Sorry.
What happened? I'm watching this
Fucking
Arizona
fucking
State.
UVA scored again, 28-21 now.
Sheesh.
So yeah, I mean, neither teams, again, like you said, that win against Clemson doesn't really raise the eyebrows as much anymore now that they're 1-3 and only
Right,
beat
right.
Troy. So
So who you got in this game, man? So who you got? Like, you know what I mean? So let's
I
give a quick
think
analysis so we
I
can get to
think
the
I'm gonna
next game.
have to agree with you. I think I'm gonna have to go Ole Miss this one.
Yeah.
Um,
Now,
again,
do you like the angle? The
I,
English
I do
starter?
like the vendetta that what the fuck's the coach's name? I just fucking lost it.
Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin.
Kiffin. Um, I like the vendetta that Lane Kiffin has on his shoulder. He's got a little more to prove to not only the LSU fans and the Ole Miss fans, but more so to his daughter of, hey bitch, cut the shit out. Cut the shit out.
Right.
You're messing with my money. Um, so yeah, I think I mean, again, neither teams have really had impressive wins against ranked opponents. Again, like we said, Clemson not really counted as a ranked team, in my opinion, anymore. Um, being 1-3 and only winning against Troy. So, yeah. Now, well, I guess you can't really bet the spread because that that wouldn't bleed into our assumption that this is going to be a belt to ass by Ole Miss. Because I guess you could bet um, Ole Miss spread, but the fuck is the point of betting the LSU spread? You're assuming it's going to be a close game, which probably won't be. So, um, hammer Ole Miss money line. If it's late in the game and LSU showing life, maybe you hit a mid game LSU money line. But to start the game, I think you go Ole Miss undoubtedly. So, um, again, let's. I guess it's not going to be the downfall of LSU because most of their games are against unranked opponents and they could squeeze in with one or two losses. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm taking Ole Miss on this one. I don't even know which one to segue into because
Let's keep the mega one late. Let's go with
okay.
Oregon Penn State.
Oh, you think
We
think
go.
the other one's
Yes,
mega?
yes,
You don't
yes.
think the number 3
Always.
against the number 6 is
Don't
mega?
ever disrespect.
I guess it's the
SEC.
history. It's history for that other one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of okay.
We're gonna talk about Oregon Penn State.
Hey man, number 3 Penn State
But it's
versus
still a
number
big
6
game. I'm
Oregon.
not trying to disrespect. This is a super big game.
Oh yeah, no.
We know this.
But thinking about it more, I see where you're coming with that bigger rivalry and that bigger, more history to it. Let's say than
That's all I was saying.
just a number 3 versus a number 6.
That's all I was saying, brother.
Let's run into it. Oregon, again, no ranked opponent wins. Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State, which I know I'm that rivalry with the Oregon State now is what's the Platypus Trophy or whatever for that matchup. I think they finally got their trophy.
Me, Oregon State's ass.
Yeah, I mean, what are they 0-4? Yeah,
They're
0-4.
barely a team, man.
Yeah.
They play tonight, by the way, y'all. If y'all want to, I mean, by the time this comes out, whatever. But they play Houston tonight, and I don't have a prediction or anything because I just think.
Excuse me. Even Penn State, Nevada week 1. What's this? Florida International, and then Villanova. I mean, this is like the real big test for both teams.
Yeah.
Let's look up some yearly stats. Drew Alar 626 on the year. Katron Allen, 273 on the year. Not a lot of I mean, I'm not gonna say those stats aren't great through 3 games, but you're looking at what's that? Like 209 average per game passing for Alar. What's up with this Grunkemeyer dude? Why did he get some burn? Did Alar get injured? Did they just
Nah, man. I
beat the
mean,
shit out of a
when
team?
you're up,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, man. You know how I go. They've been playing cupcakes. You literally mentioned the schedules.
You're
When you
right.
play cupcakes, you hope to get the backups in. That's the goal. You know what I mean? Um, man, this game's a tough, not a tough to handicap than you think, because this is two evenly matched teams, two title contending, not just playoff title contending teams. To just break down into the weeds a little bit, you have Oregon with the starting quarterback in Dante Moore. Now,
962,
for the
11
college
touchdowns, one interception.
for the college football fans out there, he was the former starter for UCLA 2 years ago. He was a star. He started as a true freshman, and thank God he shut it down and transferred to Oregon last year to learn behind Dylan Gabriel, because he came in this year actually being a way better version than what we saw in 2023. So this
Oh,
is going to be
absolutely.
his first. This is going to be his first real test going on the road to Penn State, a Penn State defense that's historically nice. Like, I mean, nice, nice. Now, everybody that knows, we talking about the weeds of college football. The a national championship winning defensive coordinator Jim Knowles is now at Penn State coaching that defense. You don't think
He
he's
wasn't
going to
there last
scheme
year?
some stuff up? No, this is his
Okay.
first year. This scheme, you don't think he's going to scheme up some stuff to get this? I mean, he's not a freshman or whatever, but this first time big time starter for a big time team on the road against a big time team, as Colin mentioned, the schedule thus far in the season,
For both of them.
um,
Kind of ass, but.
for both of them. You don't think you don't think Jim Knowles is going to scheme some stuff up. But with that being said, I'm not going to say I like Oregon. I like their offensive pieces. I think for me, not the 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 image of this team I'm still holding, but it's just the off performance they had last year. When they played big boy football, as I call it, I feel like they crumbled. So I seen Penn State play big boy football, and they did pretty
Excelled.
well. So I want to see, and I mean, up to this point, both teams. Well, I'll say more. Penn State has definitely kept it vanilla. Have they kept their offense vanilla for this specific game? That's where we're at right now. So I expect some new shit. Katron
Couple more
Allen,
deep passes.
Nick Singleton. I don't know about Katron Allen. I mean, but Nick Singleton definitely first round or definitely second round running back. That's going to be in this upcoming draft. I think the run game is going to be on display. Yeah. Give me Penn State in this game, baby. Give me, and we talking about the spread. I think Penn State wins
Spread is
by
minus
10, 10
3.5.
points. I think Penn State wins by 10 points. But when I say this, and I'm not saying it's gonna go like this, but I feel like Oregon's gonna be winning. Call it like 14-10 at half, and then Penn State's gonna end up winning like I would say 28 to 20. Maybe it's not a 10-point
I
game,
was
but it's
gonna
definitely
say
gonna be like
I was really invested to see
touchdown.
where you were going with that when you said a 10-point
Uh,
game
I
and then you said 28 for Penn
I
State.
couldn't.
Because how the fuck did
Yeah,
they get
I couldn't make
18?
it. I couldn't get it. Yeah. I couldn't. I'm like, how they
Sheesh.
gonna get 18? You're right.
I mean, 6 field
But
goals, 3 touchdowns, and all extra points missed. Like,
yeah,
um,
but
but yeah,
but
I'm
we'll
gonna have
see.
to be a little
It's gonna be a
biased.
great ass game.
I'm gonna have to be a little biased, for the most part, being a Philly fan,
Oh,
that kind of thing. I'm gonna have to go with you. I'm gonna have to say
okay.
Penn State with a bit of a little ass whooping. I don't. I think it might be more like a 14-point game than a 10-point game, but
Okay.
um,
Colin. You don't have any faith in Oregon's defense? That's all I heard. Maybe you don't have faith in their offense. What's going on? Why do you think it's gonna be a 2 touchdown game, man? Talk to me.
I, to be honest with you, I haven't really got much on. I'm just Penn State.
It's like Penn State all the way. 2 touchdowns. You funny as hell.
No, I mean, again, looking at what um Moore has done so far this year, I'm not knocking him at all. But you're the one that brought up the point of this Penn State defense. You said they got championship caliber coaching, so they're gonna mix it up a little bit. They're gonna maybe disguise a couple blitzes. Maybe have one of them safeties come creeping down late in the play and just shoot the gap and take down the quarterback. But when you got a quarterback throwing for 962 through 4 games, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception, only 1 sack as well.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Oregon's quarterback.
Cupcake offense.
That's what I'm saying. It's a proving point for both teams. And what team do I think is going to be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Adjust to the pressure the best, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think Penn State's always been, especially the past couple years, Penn State has been really good at dealing with the pressure and making it more of a positive thing than a negative. Being able to go out there and be like, oh, well, all eyes are on us. Well, we're going to ball out and do our thing like we have all season.
Florida State just scored again.
Let's go. Oh, little Patrick Mahomes, little jump pass. Okay, boys. Damn, this is a good ass game. I'm definitely turning this on once we get done with this. But
I know. We got one more. We're done with this.
Yeah, man. And again, not knocking Oregon from last year either, because Oregon was nice last year. But like you said, this being Moore's first year with Oregon, not really having a test yet. I think Penn State's defense just gets the better of him. So, give me Penn State by 2 touchdowns. So, now, the game with history.
Let's get it.
A game where one team already got belt to ass by, my boys. A lot of people wrote us off real early before that game even started. FSU ain't shit. FSU's gonna have another shit season like last year. But the boys came out and did it. Now, is that gonna be the same against number 5 Georgia? For a team in Alabama, who's 2-1, only loss on the season coming from the other team that wears crimson, and that's a ranked team. Motherfucker, get that Coastal Carolina bullshit out of here.
I'm trying to get Coastal.
Man, talk about a game with historic meaning. Let's just do this real quick. Alabama versus Georgia. All-time record. Wow. Not what I was expecting to see. So, in this rivalry, Alabama is 44, 26, and 4 against Georgia. With the last 2 matchups going Alabama's way. A lot of history on the field. Quite possibly one of the greatest football rivalries in college sports, unless you have something that's a little more historic. But I feel like when you hear about the 2 teams, you're thinking there's always Ohio State in the mix too, but you're thinking Alabama, Georgia. Maybe
Yeah.
not last year, but in more recent years, I feel like it's been a lot of Bama, Georgia, who's going to end the season number one. Um, let's look at some stats. Crimson Tide passing game. Ty
Let me
Simpson.
give you a major stat. Let me give you a major stat before you go in.
Okay.
Georgia owns the nation's longest active home winning streak. They won 33 straight, man. Last home loss was over there versus South Carolina in 2019. So
Okay.
Alabama coming in here really trying to they could break a record or
Or end a record.
or
End
end the
it.
record.
Yeah.
End the record. I meant to really like break a continuous record, but yeah, that was poor English. My apologies, y'all. To end the record, come in there, end the record. Go ahead, my fault, man. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, so looking at it, passing wise, um, I went back to look at the matchup. But Ty Simpson, 64 of 89, 862, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. Um, and unlike, I mean, I guess they're only, well, no. Florida State wasn't ranked at that time. So, again, a lot of unranked games being played for Alabama. Um, Georgia only has one ranked game played so far this year, and that was last week against Tennessee. That came down to the wire, as we all know.
Yeah.
Um, Passing stats for them, you got Gunnar Stockton, 63 of 89, 721, only 4 touchdowns. What is this? A very rush heavy. Yeah, 10, 10 total rushing touchdowns opposed to 4 passing touchdowns from Stockton. Um, Looks like Puglisi got a touchdown, passing touchdown. Um, However, on Alabama side, only 4 or rushing touchdowns, 371 all or total yards for the team, opposed to Georgia's 627 as a team. Um, but that's the big thing. I'm not talking about fucking Florida. Alabama has only rushed the ball 87 times, where Georgia has rushed it 139. So that's a good 52 more rushes on the Georgia side, which Georgia. I guess Georgia's only been in one close game, and again, that was last week against Tennessee. So they're able to run the ball more, whereas I'm talking out my ass because the other 2 games, other than that Florida State game, have been pretty convincing wins from Alabama. So, maybe one team's just more pass heavy as opposed to being a rush heavy team. So, it's definitely going to be a great matchup. I think I'm going to be watching. Being I only have one TV, unlike you, who has 2 TVs in the living room, you can watch multiple games. I'm probably going to be tuning into the Georgia and Alabama game over the Penn State and Oregon game. Preview, man. Georgia -2.5 favorite. It's opening at a over. The total point line is 54.5, which I could definitely see that being surpassed if both of them come out firing on all cylinders. Again, a lot of low scoring games defensive side. Again, for Alabama, other than the FSU game, only 31 total points allowed on defense. Whereas Georgia, and I guess most of those points came out of the Tennessee game. 54 total points allowed on defense, but if you take out that Tennessee game, their defense has only given up 13 yards or 13 points. Be that to Appalachian State and Marshall. Do I really have to say anything there? And again, other than the 17 points allowed to FSU, they only let up 14 against Wisconsin, who, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't necessarily a bad team.
Wisconsin's ass.
Okay, well, fuck me then, I guess. Well,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
give the more knowledgeable breakdown of this game then, Phil, because, I'm just a
Man,
stats guy. I just look at stats.
so when it comes, first of all, what you do, Colin, is very valuable here. Don't say
I wasn't downplaying
that.
it.
Second, some of those stats are actually come into play when I want to do this, like more game specific. Don't really have too much, but for me, you kind of mentioned a little bit some of those total points coming from Tennessee. Now I was watching that game. Tennessee was carving that defense up. It seems like Georgia's defense, secondary more specifically, is on a bend and don't break. Obviously, Tennessee got some touchdowns, but they really won because they did make some plays and did force some field goals, and that's why they won by 3. Now, Alabama, you mentioned they don't really rush that much. Yeah, because they got a great passing attack. Did it? Was it on display week 1? Hell no. But they did definitely start gelling. Right, Ty Simpson is starting to get into the groove, getting more confident. They got Jeremy Bernard and the All-Star Ryan Williams, also Isaiah Horton, a trio. They got the backs. They're A1 RB1 who got injured before the season. Yes, I'm talking about Jam Miller is expected to play this game. Now, will he be 100%? I
Probably
don't
not.
know, but I do. But I believe his value to the team is worth it even at 70%, and that's a little bit of a bump. George, I keep seeing this stat. I'm a guy where if I see a trend getting floated around a lot, I feel like it's for a reason. I feel like the sports books have a a
Vendetta?
not an I won't call it an agenda, but they're definitely in cahoots with some of the biggest media outlets, and it's like, yo, push this information
Brother,
because people
that's
love
all
to
of
see.
sports. I mean,
But
not to tie
I'm
this to the NFL and
specifically, but not tied into the NFL.
not to toot my team's own horn, but it's this agenda they have with Jalen Hurts. The guy wins. The only people that care about his stats are non-Eagles fans or non-Eagles. What am I? Um, non-Eagles sports outlets. Because all the Eagles
Sure.
podcasts and all the people I've listened to, we don't give a fuck. I don't care if he throws for 150 yards or 400 yards. Are they turning the
Oh
ball
yeah,
over on offense? Are they getting the win at the end of the day? Are the players happy with wins over stats? Because the past few years, it seems like the culture in Philly is we win the game, we don't care how we do it. Now,
absolutely.
there are always going to be a couple players that are like,
Oh, he got it.
my worth is comes from what I do as opposed to the win loss columns. But no, it all sports try to force an agenda
Right.
or a
But not to get too
story.
much on a tangent, I was
Yeah.
more talking about a trend. Like when they be like the this team is 8-1 on Monday night. If you start,
Oh,
that's what I was
okay.
more specifically talking about. Yes, a
Oh,
trend.
Georgia
Um,
being
so
33-0 in
so
their last 33 home games.
you get me, you
Gotcha.
get me, you
Yeah.
get me. So with what we already know about what happened with them versus Tennessee, and Tennessee was carving them up. I just told you, as a Florida State fan, you might be a little biased because you didn't see it versus y'all. I will agree, but I would say since then their passing game has been clicking, and I do believe it will be clicking here. Right? Let me shift it to Alabama's defense. Georgia and Georgia's offense. Georgia's offense, their starting left tackle is out for the game, which means they got to play musical chairs with the offensive lineman. You don't want to do that on Alabama week. You don't want to be playing musical
Yeah.
chairs when you play in Alabama. You just don't want to be doing that. So that's what they're doing. So I do believe Kalen DeBoer and them boys and Kane Womack, that's the defensive coordinator over there for Alabama. I believe he's gonna attack that weak point. The secondary of Alabama, I'm not worried about
Yeah,
them. I'm not worried
it's
about them
the Georgia
because a lot
secondary.
of
You're like,
Georgia secondary, not I would say not worried about them more or less, but they are a little bit more vulnerable than the Alabama secondary.
okay.
So to conclude everything, I personally believe Alabama money line outright. I think Alabama is going to
Whoa, whoa,
show
whoa!
the
Did
passing
wait
part.
time out?
Yeah, Alabama outright.
Did the spread guy just come out and say money line?
Outright. Because I
Whoa!
will always say money. I will say money line when it comes to the dog. I will say I will like if or not all the time, but like if you see the spread is like
Very close.
what one and a
Three and
half,
a half.
2.5, 3.5. Don't need
No,
it.
no,
I'm
sorry, two and a
taking
half, 2.5.
Alabama.
That was the Penn State game.
Still don't need it. I'm taking Alabama money line. I did the same thing last year and it cashed for me. I think Alabama or so I'm sorry. I think Georgia's going to be 33-1 last home start.
Interesting. We got a
That's what
little
I'm
hot
saying.
take going on. Hot
33 and
take
1.
incoming. See,
That's all.
that's where
That's
we need
all
the
I got,
soundboard.
man. Yeah,
Hot take alert.
yeah, man. That's all I got, man.
I,
Yeah.
I, I, I mean, I don't know, man. Something's telling me to go Georgia on this one.
Ooh, this I think.
Be
Hey,
it maybe that
go
33 and
Georgia.
0, but
Go Georgia. This be the first time we differ. This be the first time we differ.
I think you've convinced me and say
Come through.
Alabama money
Come
line.
through.
Alabama money line. I think I'm riding the hot take. I'm riding the hot take lane. And I'm gonna go Alabama 33-1. Sorry, Georgia. Sorry, Georgia. Yeah. You're going down this
Oh
week,
my
baby.
gosh, I'm sorry, Colin. UVA just scored again, baby. Oh, never mind. It's a flag. False alarm, y'all. They calling it back. Holding. Yeah, false alarm. I'm watching the game live.
And of course, I'm behind a little bit because this fucking dumbass site I use is always behind. But all right, I think that wraps up week 2 of college football only Fridays. All in all, man, this is an exciting week of sports. You know, today we had the Ryder Cup start. You had USA versus England.
I don't know, miss me with all that, man. I'm all college football, but I know something about the Ryder Cup because my boy was
Or
there. Was
Europe.
that golf?
Yeah.
Golf, right? Yeah, my boy was over there. That's about it. Oh, they scored this time. UVA scored again, man. Listen, you better you know what I mean? I'm not ready. Hey, Ryder Cup, you gonna start a golf podcast for that? I know you wanna go watch this game as a Florida State fan. You must be like, oh shit, what's going on? What's going on?
I ain't worried. We'll end it with a W, but
I'm sorry, I forgot you're actually watching the game. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to see UVA score by yourself. Go watch it.
oh, I just saw the hold. Yeah, you can't do that. Number 6. That's holding every day of the week. But remember, like, subscribe, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Shit, share it with your enemies. Like we said, the more the merrier. That's all for us. Peace out. Cheers to a nice week of football and sports in general. And hey, we might be having a little baseball playoff here and there throughout these episodes. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll see
I
y'all.
will tap back in.